Hi, we're back. I hope you had fun building your marshmallow toothpick shapes. So here again is our cube that we already did. And if you made the rectangular prism next, it should look like this. I didn't tell you, I just wanted to see if you could figure it out, that a rectangle is longer on two sides than it is on the other two. So if you just built the cube, you would be building a 3D square, right? Well, a rectangular prism has a rectangle for a base there, and then it builds upward from there. So that's why this looks like this. And the next one I built was the triangular prism. Now, the base, we call it the base of a prism, is the shape. So this is called a triangular prism because the base is a triangle. I hope you can see that okay. And then you build straight up from there. Now that's different than a triangular pyramid. So here's the pyramid. The pyramid has a triangular base, but it only comes to the top point here with one vertex, whereas the prism comes straight up and has the base repeated on the top. And a pyramid has one point on the top. Okay, so now I want you to take out this paper, which is our chart, and we're going to fill that in and look for a pattern. Okay, my son, who's my videographer, has disappeared. I need to call him. Johnny!
Hello?
I need you now.
Okay.
Here he comes down the stairs.
Sorry.
It's okay. We're going to focus now on the projector on the wall.
Sounds good.
So we're going to move over here. You won't see me anymore. You'll just see the projector like we do in class. A little adjustment going on. Okay, you can. All right, so let's keep going here. Is it nice and close, Johnny? Mm-hmm. Okay. So on the overhead, I already have our paper with the table on it. So you can see here it says cubes, how many faces. So let's figure that in. You should look at your cube and count the marshmallows. The marshmallows, the faces. Hang on. Faces, actually with our marshmallows, they're the clear part. The faces are the polygons. So it's the number of, like on the box, if you filled it in. The cube would have 6 faces. And sorry about that. And the vertices are the marshmallows. So for the cube, that would be 8. And when we add those together, that's 14. The number of edges is our toothpicks. That's 12. We use 12 toothpicks on that. It's hard to believe. And if you take this number, the faces plus the vertices, and we subtract the edges, you'll get 2. All right, that's going to help us with our pattern. Okay, let's take the rectangular prism, and the number of faces that I have is the same. The vertices is 8, because even though I have those marshmallows in between, those are just connectors. They're not actual vertices, okay? And the outside, add those together and I get 14. Now remember, the edges are all the way across. So the toothpicks on the edges of the rectangle only count for one edge. So the total is 12. And when I subtract 14 minus 12 again, I get 2. All right, so why don't you go ahead and pause the video here. I'm going to keep talking and fill out the rest of the chart. Have fun. Okay, so now we're going to pick it up, and I have down here a chart for you that's already filled out. Together we already filled out the rectangular prism and the triangular prism. A cylinder is actually not a polyhedra because it has a circle for one of the faces, and circles are not polygons. That was important to note. That's why it's on the chart. Okay, so go ahead and check the triangular base pyramid, the square base pyramid, and the pentagonal base pyramid. And of course at the bottom, a cone shape looks like this. And there's dots behind, we can't see the back. That has a circle for one of the faces, so it is not a polyhedra either. It won't apply to our chart, so we just have a line drawn across it, and that's important to note also. Okay, so if you check all of those, you should be seeing a pattern here. And I hope you saw it, that whenever we add the faces and the vertices together, that's equal to the edges plus 2. And that is called Euler's formula. Euler was a mathematician a long time ago, and he discovered this formula through creating a chart like this and figuring out the pattern. Okay, so now we're going to write down some of our notes. So you can either turn over your chart or you can start on a fresh piece of paper. We're just going to write down some definitions. You can pause it if you like here. So a polygon is a closed, that looks more like a D, a closed figure whose sides are line segments. The line segments, whoop, we're good, go away. Intersect at endpoints. There's my dog in the background. He's scratching. Poor thing, he has an itching problem. An itch. You can hear his click, click, click on the floor. Oh, and once Mitchie gets any of attention, including his name, my other dog, Rosie, she has to come and see if she can get a pet too. Here she is for a pet. You can't see her, but I can. She's here. Okay. So examples like I had drawn before of a polygon are a pentagon, a rectangle, a parallelogram. They all have endpoints, line segments that intersect at endpoints. Circles are not polygons. Okay? That's the first definition. If you need a few moments, I'm going to keep going. Just go ahead and pause the video. Polyhedra. This is a 3D figure enclosed by polygons. Okay. And the next word is faces. These are polygons that are the sides. Vertices are the corners. Edges are the segments. I'll rewrite that S. faces meet. Okay. And our formula again is faces plus vertices equals edges plus 2. All right, so that's the end of our first lesson. Your homework is pages 536 through 537, number 1 through 19 odds, 25 through 33 odds, and skip 29. All right, well, I hope you had fun making all your shapes. Now, on my lesson notes, what we would do in class is we would have a marshmallow throwing contest now. And what we would do is we'd have everybody line up in pairs across from each other, like in a watermelon, like a egg toss or a water balloon toss. And we would have one student try to throw the marshmallow into the mouth of their partner. And each pair would get 10 marshmallows to see how many they could get in their partner's mouth. So if you want to do something fun like that, go right ahead. But I promise you, you will never forget what the edge, the vertice, or the face of a polygon is. And we'll be back in a little while for our next lesson. Have a good morning. Bye now. I'm going to turn off the video.